What's up, guys, and welcome to the vlog. Today it is Father's Day, so today I want to talk a little bit about dads. My dad is awesome, and I want to talk a little bit about some of the stuff that he's done, because my dad's always been there for me and stuff like that, and I want to just talk about that. And so first off, my dad was born in Caples, West Virginia, which is in McDowell County, and he grew up like playing basketball and stuff like that. Fun fact, my dad actually played basketball against Mike and Dan D'Antoni. Mike D'Antoni is the current coach of the Houston Rockets. He was born in Mullins, West Virginia. My dad played against him. And then at an early age, my dad got a job at Kroger, and then he got drafted into the Korean War. He had to go to Korea during the Korean War. Then he came back, obviously. So that's kind of a beginner thing. Now, when I was young, my dad, I lived with my mom, but I would go to my dad's a whole lot, or try to, or whatever, and anytime when I played Little League sports or anything like that, my dad he worked at Kroger literally his entire life, and I don't even know if he had another, I'm sure he had another job maybe at some point, but he worked at Kroger from the time he was like 16 until he retired. So anyway, he would always be at my Little League games, no matter what it was, whether I was playing baseball, basketball, anything like that, football. He would take his lunches around that time, and he would be there. It didn't matter if it was over an hour. He was always there. I really don't remember him ever missing an event or anything like that. And then, of course, every summer, which I can't remember if I mentioned this in one of my vlogs recently or not, but every summer we would go to Myrtle Beach. It was me and my dad and my stepmom Teresa and my stepbrother Justin. We would go, who just like on my mom's side, I don't consider my stepbrother because we've been together for so long. Same thing on my dad's side. You know, we've been together since before I can even remember. So. Never really considered them a step family as much as just family, but we would always go to the beach. We would always stay at Tropical Seasons. I can remember just always being down there. We would go places. We'd have family go with us sometimes. I can remember one time my cousin Richie went down with us, and we randomly. I was young at the time. I mean, I don't even know if I was a teenager at the time, and like I thought it was a big deal because like I went to Hooters with them. I thought that was really cool. So, but we'd go to the beach every summer and just chill out. We went to a show called Legends one time in particular, I remember, which was a bunch of basically celebrity impersonators, and they put on a whole show, and it was super awesome. So that was always something I looked forward to as well, was the vacations. Which also, fun fact, is where I was introduced to the Adam West Batman. At a super young age by my brother Justin, who would watch it, and that's why that's one of my favorite Batmans. Probably actually my favorite Batman. And then on top of that, I would go down to Georgia to see my sister with my dad all the time. We would go multiple times a year sometimes, but the times that I always remember in particular are my dad's birthday is in December. It's December the 27th or 28th. That's terrible. We would always go to Georgia on his birthday, and I can remember a lot of times getting to my sister's house, who lives a little bit outside of Atlanta, and we would get there and we would maybe rent a movie or something, or we would usually order like pizza or something like that, and then we'd stay down there for a long time. Sometimes it seems like we'd stay maybe just through the weekends, but then sometimes we'd stay like a whole week, and it wouldn't matter because, you know, my Christmas break at school would be there. We'd go down and always have fun with them. And then my dad would always take me down there to, I don't remember if it was Aladdin's Castle, but it was an arcade, and I loved, in Georgia. Tracy's over there.
That one's Aladdin's Castle.
Yeah. But he would always take me to this arcade. I wish for the life of me I could remember what that place was, but it's been so long. And then I remember, it seems like it's been closed for a while now. It closed down. Of course, a lot of arcades and stuff are closing down, but we'd always go there. It seems like that place maybe even had mini golf. Man, it's kind of fuzzy now trying to think about it, but I just remember going there specifically, and it was just such an awesome time. So I've had a lot of good times with my dad and stuff, and then there's some stories as well. I don't remember this one a whole lot, but I do, but not as much as some people, but I know, like my stepmom will talk about this story a lot, where when I was younger, I don't know if it was Halloween or maybe a birthday, because I was young, and it's fuzzy in my memory, and I kind of remember it, but apparently one time my dad, I think this happens to a lot of kids, but my dad dressed up as a clown, and he came to the house. I was at my dad's, but I guess he snuck out or something. He got dressed or while I was busy or something, and he came in and he had a clown costume on, and apparently it frightened me, and I started crying, I think. And I was really concerned about it, and I didn't know it was him and stuff like that. But I think a lot of kids have that happen. But I vaguely remember. I have memories of it, but I think I was young, like super young at the time. But so that was something that happened. And my dad is who I get a lot of my personality from. My dad, I assume anyway. My dad is he's very calm, cool, and collected. He doesn't really get riled a whole lot. I do have a temper, but I think that more so comes from the Seabolt side. But generally, I don't really have, like, I'm not saying I don't have a lot of emotions, but I'm just kind of neutral. Like, I can remember one time I was at the community center, and I jumped from the side of the pool and was trying to dunk on a basketball goal, and it fell, and it busted my head open. And, you know, Dad, he calls Mom, and he's just like, hey, you know, everything's okay, but we're at the hospital. And, of course, Mom goes into freak-out mode because Mom, she's a little more high-strung and stuff like that. But so I think I get a lot of my personality from my dad as far as that goes, because there's a lot of stuff, you know. Again, I do have a temper, but for the most part, I would say, Tracy may disagree, I don't know, but I'd say I'm pretty relaxed. And of course, my dad is a wonderful grandfather. He comes and he sees Noah, or we'll take him over there, and he loves spending time with him and playing with him, and as does my stepmom. But you know, and I want that to continue, and that's, you know, actually since Noah was born, I never didn't talk to my dad, but like, you know, I try to talk to him more now because I want to make sure that he sees Noah as much as possible and vice versa, just because, you know, why would you not want that? Dad, for me is when one of our beach trips, and I'm sure as soon as I say that, if any of my family members watching, they already know where this is going, but one of the beach trips we were down there, and it was my sister and I think her husband Gary was there as well. Like, I was really young at this time. I literally remember only this certain excerpt from the story, but so we were down at the beach. And of course I was little, and my sister Heather will always say stuff about how we would be getting ready to go down to the beach and be like, oh, hey, you know, hey, do you need to go to the bathroom? Because we're going to go down here. Do you need to go to the bathroom? And I would always be like, no, I'm fine. And not as soon as we'd step on the beach, I'd be like, hey, I got to pee. And so they would have to basically trade off who would take me back up to the hotel, which I guess is a kid-like behavior of me. But, you know, so that would happen. But apparently, on the way down there, I don't know what the deal was, but I really wanted my dad to hit a tree. Now, obviously, in my kid mind, I just wanted something small or something. Like, I didn't want him to, like, wrap the car around a tree or anything. You know what I mean? But apparently, this was a thing, a normal thing down there. Apparently, I asked a lot, like, so much. Like, I kept saying, hit a tree, hit a tree, hit a tree. Every time I would see a tree, I would tell him to hit a tree. Now, I'm not exactly sure what caused it outside of me asking. I don't know if, like, maybe tempers were high, or I don't know what the deal was, or I don't know if Dad was just like, all right, cool. So I think we were in a parking lot, and Dad pulled into some place maybe, or maybe we were getting ready to pull out, but there was a tree, and I was like, hit a tree, hit a tree. So my dad put the car in drive and smacked into that tree. Not hard, obviously, but he hit a tree for me. So I don't know. That's just it's just a wild story. It's I don't know what my deal was with hitting the tree, but I wanted him to hit a tree, and he did. I just want to talk about that a little bit today because today is Father's Day. I'm actually going to hang out, I think, the rest of the day. Noah should be here soon. He went to church with my mom this morning. He should be here soon, so I'm just going to hang out. And then, of course, tonight there is Money in the Bank, which I will be watching. But, huh?
Of course.
What?
You said of course tonight.
Did I say of course tonight?
Yeah.
Nah. But thank you guys. Huh?
You said of course tonight.
No. But thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed today's episode, and I hope you guys had a great Father's Day. If you are a father, if you're not a father, I hope you had a great day with your father. So, yeah, thank you guys for watching, and I will see you guys tomorrow.